Here we go with another toxic workplace story. My office got a micromanager and I can't stand her. Now, before I even get into this one, I totally understand that. No one likes being micromanaged. I have interviewed more than 200 people and I always ask the question, what kind of manager do you work best under and why? And not one single time have I ever got a response that someone likes to be micromanaged, that they like someone telling them what to do day in, day out. Almost everyone has some kind of variation on, I like to be given tasks to complete and outcomes to reach, and for me to be left to my own devices to figure out how to do it and the best way to get to that result. And I can't, that's what everyone wants. So I can understand why this person could not stand their new micromanager. So here's the story. I work in HR, and around the end of 2023, we hired a new HR advisor. 2 women came to interview, one seemed okay, and the other looked like the fakest bitch on earth, so of course, my manager picked the latter. And what a surprise, I was right. She is a fake bitch. She got settled into the job really fast, and definitely enjoys the power she has over me and the other admin people. She mastered the fake nice voice and professional office speak. The manager lets her take over tasks that my manager should actually be doing and lets her boss us around and give us tasks and deadlines. Recently, my manager slipped up in that she didn't know that the micromanager delegated some tasks to us on a monthly basis. At this point, she didn't even know what was going on in her office, and this bitch took over. She has weekly meetings with me and the other admin individually to ask us what we're doing, where we're struggling, but it's all so condescending. I feel like a kid who did something wrong whenever she asks me anything. Imagine someone trying to teach you something while also talking to you in a tone that indicates that they think you're a moron. The job itself isn't difficult, but having someone breathe down your neck who probably talks or will talk shit about you to the other manager makes it harder. She takes this job so seriously, it's honestly a bit sad. A total brown nose. Yeah, look, I still don't understand how people that are micromanagers end up in positions of power other than attrition and they're the last man standing. And then the other issue is that when they have a good looking resume, if someone looks good on paper, it's quite often that they can get hired into a position that they are fully ill-equipped to deal with. So in this circumstance, I would suggest something similar to what I did in my last video, is to keep accurate records of every interaction you have with someone that you potentially think is doing the wrong thing. When you have enough evidence, you can take this to, unfortunately not HR in this environment, it looks like you're going to have to go above the HR person's head to the, the business owner if it's a small business, or the CEO or someone like that if it's a larger business. The problem is that it's going to be a he said, she said kind of battle, which is why you need to have accurate records, note-taking in every interaction. Make sure you make it clear to people that you are taking notes about everything that's going on. It's not about being malicious. It's about being prepared and ready to argue your case should the worst happen and should you want to escalate this and bring it up. Honestly, the easier path, the path of least resistance here is going to be to leave the business and find another job somewhere else. Now, being able to seek out a business with good corporate culture is one skill that is really, really useful, especially when it comes to your interviewing techniques. So one of my earlier videos, I talked about a question, it's a 3-part question that you can ask during an interview that is a really, really good, not perfect, but really, really good way to suss out what the culture is like in the workplace before you take a job there. So go and check that one out. It was the first one I did in this series called My Female-Dominated Workplace is the Most Toxic Pit of Snakes That I've Ever Experienced. I talk about that a bit in there, and it's worth going and having a look just to understand a really good way to suss out corporate culture before you get involved. So if you've had a toxic workplace experience and you want to share it with me so I can share it with everyone else and talk to it and talk about some ways to address those issues or deal with them, please drop me a DM or leave a comment and I'll do one of these videos about your experience. If you're keen on that, just let me know.